All right. Hello and welcome everyone to today's Produce Spotlight class for today. My name is Charlotte Scheid and I'm one of the Giant Company dietitians. Appreciate everybody joining me here today to learn a little bit about mango. So for this class series for the month, we're focusing all on summer desserts, but then of course some produce items that make for a wonderful summer dessert. And we are going to be talking about mango. So that brings me to my poll question for today. And that is if you do eat mango. So let me go ahead and pull that up. So I want to hear from all of you. Do you eat mango in the summer? I know for myself, I love mango in salsas, but definitely in smoothies as well. So I want to hear from all of you if you eat mango during the summer. So give everybody a couple of seconds to finish that, and then we'll share it. All right, so let me go ahead and end the poll and let's see what you have to say. Okay. So it looks like a lot of you do already eat mango, but then there's quite a few of you who do not. So hopefully this class for today will inspire you to go to the store and to get a mango to either make in a recipe or just to eat by itself. So that gives me a good idea. So thanks everybody for answering that question. All right. So we talked a little about, or I mentioned about summer desserts for this class series. So I mentioned, or I went over this last class, but wanted to do so again for this class. So for summer desserts, so what makes for a tasty and better for you summer dessert? So something that of course is hydrating with the summer heat. So we want to incorporate some produce items that have high water content. So fruits like watermelon, citrus, and those types of things, we want it to be cool and refreshing because, again, to beat the summer heat. So you can create recipes that are frozen, such as popsicles, or chilled, like fruit salads, um, and whatnot. Also, you want to make it balanced. So you want to make a summer dessert that includes less added sugar, but definitely more fiber. So if we're incorporating different types of produce items, that will definitely have more fiber. And then protein as well, and vanilla Greek yogurt, especially for making popsicles or another recipe. That's always a great pop-up protein for a balanced summer dessert. And then seasonal, of course, so take advantage of what is in season, which a lot of produce items are in season right now, which makes it really nice. Okay, so when talking about mango, first we're going to do some true or false questions, go over some mango facts, also nutrition facts. So of course, mangoes have a lot of different nutritional benefits, how to choose, clean, and store mangoes, how to use a mango, some products in stores that we have to look out for next time you are in store, Savory Magazine recipes, and then we're going to be making a delicious strawberry mango slushie, which is a perfect summer dessert. So we'll make that at the very end. Okay, so this is our first true or false. So let me actually pull up the question. So, okay, so this is, oops, let me go back and do the true or false. Okay, so true or false, mangoes were first grown in India over 5,000 years ago. So true or false? All right. So people, last minute people coming in. All right, so let me end the poll and let's see what y'all said. So it looks like a lot of you said true, and then some said false, but majority said true. So let's see what the answer is. And it is true. So mangoes have been growing for a very, very long time, but they were first grown in India over 5,000 years ago. All right, next, true or false? There are 4 major varieties of mangoes. Let me go ahead and pull this up. All right, so go ahead and answer that. So again, true or false, there are 4 major varieties of mangoes. All right, so this almost looks like half and half. So we'll go ahead and show results. So yeah, it's almost half and half. So let's see what the answer is if there are 4 major varieties. So this one is false. There's actually 6 varieties, which we'll go over in an upcoming slide. And two of the varieties you probably have seen in store, but there's definitely 6. And our last true or false, it takes 4 months for a mango to grow, so grow on the tree. Oh, right. So go ahead and answer that. So again, it takes 4 months for mango to grow on the tree. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and end the poll. So it looks like a lot of you said true, then a couple said false, majority said true. So let's see what the answer is. So this answer is true. So it does take about 4 months for a mango to grow. So a decent amount of time. All right, so thanks everybody for answering those questions. Okay, so these are some mango facts I wanted to share. So for the mango tree, the growing season is limited to generally tropical regions. So in the United States, this would be the southernmost tip of Florida and Southern California and Hawaii and Puerto Rico. And then outside the United States, Mexico and Ecuador. So something to keep in mind, especially for mangoes, is that if the temperatures do fall below 30 degrees Fahrenheit, it can really severely damage a mango tree. So mangoes definitely grow well in those tropical regions. However, they are available in store year round, especially with our frozen, different types of frozen products, which we're going to be using that in today's recipe. So like I mentioned, there's 6 variety of mangoes. So there's the Tommy Atkins, the honey, Kent, Keat, Francis, and Hayden. So the ones that are, or the one that is most popular in store is the Tommy Atkins. So this is the most widely grown commercial variety coming into the United States. So the peak availability is March through July. So for this variety is a little bit of tart with some sweet notes. It has a dark red blush color and it is slightly fibrous. But one of my favorite mangoes, and you probably have seen this in store that we carry, is the honey. So the honey, and I've seen it a lot in store recently, and it is in peak about March through July. So this has a creamy, smooth, with kind of little or no fibers in it, and it is super sweet. Tastes very delicious, especially in a smoothie, but has that golden yellowish skin to it. So I don't know if anybody has seen that one in store, but those are the two that we mainly carry in store. But if you haven't tried the honey mango, definitely check it out. So some nutrition facts, we know that mangoes are very nutritionally beneficial for us. So 3/4 cups of a mango has about 70 calories. And for that 3/4 cup has about 2 grams of fiber per serving. So we know that this supports heart and digestive health and helps to regulate our blood sugar. Vitamin C, which of course is in a lot of different types of produce items, but this has about 50% of the daily value that we need in a day for 3/4 of a cup. Also is a good source of folate. So we know that folate, which is a B vitamin, plays a role in metabolism. Gives us for 3/4 of a cup about 15% of the daily value. And also has copper. So copper is something we don't normally talk about too much, but it's a mineral that helps with energy production and brain health. So for 3/4 of a cup gives us 15% of that daily value that we need. Then has a variety of polyphenols. So polyphenols are plant compounds. So what they do is act like antioxidants, which helps with cellular damage and also offers some other health benefits. That is, supports our heart health and reduces inflammation. So a lot of great reasons to incorporate mango into our diets. So how to choose a mango in store. So first, of course, this is not so much if we're choosing like mango that's already cut up in the refrigerated section, but if we're just looking at the whole mango. So we want to feel for ripeness. And of course, you can purchase mango too that's not quite ripe if you want to ripen it at home. But if you do want one that you're going to eat like that day, if we're feeling for ripeness, we want to gently squeeze it. And the mango should slightly give, almost kind of like an avocado. But if it is super hard, it is not ripe. But you can purchase it, and then of course it will ripen at home. You want to smell the stem end. So a ripe mango has kind of like a fruity sweet aroma at the stem. So definitely keep that in mind if we're trying to smell for that aroma. And then ensure that the mango, of course, is not wrinkled, like with most produce items, but not wrinkled and then free of cracks or bruises, because we do not want to eat this. Either it's too mature or has gone bad. So when you're in store, take or think about these tips for choosing a mango. And then for cleaning and storage, of course, we want to wash before cutting because the peel can carry bacteria. So we want to rinse it under some cool water. Gently rub the skin with hands, or if you have like a produce brush, and then dry with a clean towel. And in terms of storage, if we're bringing it home just as whole mangoes, you can store them at room temperature on the counter. But if you want it to ripen at home, you don't want to put it in the refrigerator if mango needs to ripen, because then it won't. So once ripe, we can store it in the refrigerator to slow that further slow the ripening process, but you want to use it in about 5 to 7 days. And what's nice is that in store, if you don't want to cut up a mango at all, we do already have cut mango, spears, and then chunks in store. So for that cut mango, or even if you're just cutting it at home, you want to make sure that you store it in an airtight container in the refrigerator and then use with about 3 to 4 days. But we want to throw it out if the mango has like a slimy texture to it, if it's overly soft or smells sour. Of course, definitely throw that out. We don't want to eat that. And you can freeze mango. So if you do want to freeze it, you're going to peel it, cut it up in chunks, and you can freeze it in a single or on a single layer sheet. And then once it's frozen, you can transfer those chunks to a freezer safe bag or container. And normally they last in the freezer for about 6 to 10 months or so. So a variety of ways to store mango at home. So how to use mango. So of course you can just eat it as on its own as a refreshing snack, but there are a variety of ways to use mango, which is always exciting. So you can incorporate it into a fruit salad. This is always a great one for the summertime because a lot of different stuff is in season right now, but you can combine it with berries, pineapple, kiwi, a little bit of lime juice. Like I said before, one of my favorite ways to use mango is incorporating it into a salsa. So if you want to chop up mango into finely diced pieces, you can mix it with red onion, some cilantro, lime juice, and jalapeno, and then pair with a tortilla chip. Or you can always add on top of some type of tacos or grilled chicken or salmon's a good one. You can chop it up, dice it, and put it on top of oatmeal, if that's something that you like, or vanilla Greek yogurt. I always like to pair some type of fruit with cottage cheese, which is a good combination, or even chia pudding as well. And also one of my favorites is to, of course, incorporate into a smoothie. Our frozen mango chunks in store is perfect for a smoothie because it's ready to go. But if you want to do a Greek yogurt like the vanilla, some banana spinach, and then whatever milk that you would like. And another thing that you can do, which is also really good for kids, especially if they want to help make it, but you can make it into popsicles or sorbet or slushies, which will make it slushy later. You can put on top of a grain bowl with some quinoa, black beans, and roasted vegetables. So black beans and mango go really well together as well. And then if you want to get even more a little bit fancy, you can make it into a curries. You can add chunks for sweetness and coconut milk-based curries. So a variety of ways to use mango. But again, one of my favorites is definitely that salsa and then a smoothie as well. All right, so these are some mango pairings. Just wanted to review, which I do in a lot of different types of produce spotlight classes, but especially if you're thinking of mango and different items to pair with it, these are some wonderful combinations. So I'd mentioned about if you want to do mango sauce on top of salmon or chicken, shrimp's a good one, black beans a good pairing, or of course as a snack, put on top of Greek yogurt, and some herbs that go really well. So mint, ginger, and cilantro, some chili powder, or even basil. And for produce, you can see some items listed there, but avocado is a good one, pineapple, lemon lime, which I feel like goes really well with a lot of different produce items. And then red onion's a good pairing too, especially for the salsa. And then some other ones, some feta cheese, goat cheese, balsamic glaze, honey, and oats. So if we're thinking about mango, thinking about foods that go well together, definitely keep these ones in mind. And these are some mango products at Giant and Martin's that I just wanted to go over. So of course we sell whole mangoes, but also this chunked mango, which is in the freezer section, which we'll be using today. Also at the bottom, these are the mango spears. So what's nice about in the produce kind of refrigerated areas, we have a variety of different produce items that are already cut up. So if you are short on time, don't feel like making a mess, these are perfect for you. And I know with my daughters, they definitely like the mango spears just to take it out of the refrigerator and they can, eat them as is. But we have the spears and then chunks as well. Also wanted to mention the seltzer water that's mango. So I wanted to mention that too, because if we're trying to stay hydrated in the summertime, you can always infuse it with like chunks of mango, which makes it taste really good. This is the mango salsa that we have in store. So if you want just a ready to go salsa, this is a wonderful thing to purchase. We also have this chopped salad kit. If anybody has ever had the Taste of Inspirations, different types of salad kits, which they have really nice different types of flavor. But this is a Thai chili a mango one. So you can always add kind of fresh mango onto that salad kit. So next time you're in store looking for some mango products, definitely check these out. But definitely these pre-cut mango is really nice to have on hand, especially if you have kids. All right, so these are some mango recipes I wanted to go over. So these aren't necessarily in the most recent savory, but you can view them on the savory recipe database. But this is our most recent savory edition, the cover of it, if you haven't seen it in store. All right, so the first one, this is a grilled salmon with mango salsa. So I had mentioned that salmon is a wonderful combination with mango. So this gets 3 guiding stars. So for those of you who are not familiar with guiding stars, it's a nutritional navigation program. So the more stars that something has, either on a recipe in savory or a product in store, the more nutritionally beneficial it is, meaning more vitamins, minerals, fiber, healthy fats, and those types of things. So something can get 1, 2, or 3 stars, 3 being the best. So this recipe gets 3 stars. So definitely a nice addition and really nice for a summer meal. But it has 31 grams of protein, almost 4 grams of fiber per serving. A lot of good flavor going on with this one too. It does have some curry powder. So of course, salmon, some cauliflower rice. You can chop up a mango with a lime juice. But this is super delicious. And then we have chicken tostadas with mango and avocado. So I mentioned about avocado being a nice pairing with mango. But for this one, you just have your flour tortillas. You can add some chicken and the cheese, and then some paprika, lime juice, and of course avocado, mango, some garlic powder, and then the chicken. But also makes for a really nice meal for the summertime. But this one gets 1 guiding star, 27 grams of protein, 5 grams of fiber per serving. So another nice summer idea for a summer meal with mango. And then of course I wouldn't want to forget about a salsa recipe on the savory database or the recipe website. So this one gets 2 guiding stars. So this is um, a grilled recipe. So grilled mango salsa. So you're gonna grill the mangoes, and also another nice pairing with mango is tomatoes. But then again with cilantro, lemon juice, and crushed red pepper. So you can always put this on some type of protein like chicken, salmon, or just pair it with a tortilla chip as well. But nice fiber in it. So 4 grams of fiber, which is always good for our digestive health and gut health, but gets 2 guiding stars. All right, so this is the recipe that we're going to be making today, which is on the Savory website, recipe website. So these are strawberry mango slushies. They get 1 guiding star. This is a very easy recipe, and definitely you can get the kids involved if you would like. So for this one, and before class, what I did, so 1.5 cups of ice. What the recipe suggests that you do is put in a bag and kind of crush it up a little bit so they're not like huge ice pieces. So I already did that. That's in my freezer. So I did that before class in a bag. And we're going to put in, so I have my 16-ounce bag of frozen mango chunks. We're also going to incorporate 1 1/4 cups of our Nature's Promise 100% cranberry juice. Add in a tablespoon of honey. I don't even know if that's just to have it, be a little bit more sweet. You might not even need that. But also we're going to be putting in a 16-ounce bag of frozen strawberries. So it'll be a nice slushy and really good to beat the heat for sure. All right, so let me stop sharing and we will get started. All right. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, so I have my nice blender right here, and let me go and get, actually the ice is my next step. So what I'm going to do is put my chunked mango. So you can see this is what I have right here. And this is 16 ounces. So I'm going to go ahead and add this into my blender. I'm also going to add in 1 1/4 cup of Nature's Promise 100% cranberry juice. So I go ahead and measure that out. All right, so we'll go ahead and add that in. Then we're also going to add the honey and kind of pulse it until it breaks up a little bit. So again, 1 1/4 cup of the cranberry juice, and then this is just our brand honey. So we're going to do a tablespoon. And again, if you don't want it to be too sweet, don't necessarily have to add this either. So just do a tablespoon, add this in. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this. I'm just gonna mute myself because I can't remember if Zoom kind of minimizes the sound. So let me go ahead and pulse this up. All right, so that's looking good. So you can definitely getting a slushy texture to it. So next I'm gonna add that ice. So let me go grab that from my freezer. So you can see here, I already kind of crushed up my ice, which is suggested in the recipe. We're gonna add in 1.5 cups of ice and then strawberries. So 16-ounce package of strawberries. All right. So let me go ahead and blend that. Let me go ahead and mute this. So what I'm gonna do is just take my spoon and kind of mix it up a little bit just because it's getting a little bit thick. Actually, what I might do is just add a little bit more cranberry juice just to kind of blend it a little bit more. All right. Hopefully that helps a little bit. So let me blend it again. All right, so I'm gonna scrape it one more time. Just to get things loosened up a little bit, but this is looking really, really good. Definitely a nice pool treat if you're sitting by the pool, which I don't have a pool, but if I did, this is what I would be drinking by the pool. Okay, let me do this one last time. All right, so this looks good. So let me bring over my fancy slushy cup. Go ahead and pour this. So this is going to be thick. And you do the best that you can to this in here. So this is a really nice, very nice texture. All right. Here we go. So this is our strawberry mango slushie. I just also have a straw if you want to incorporate a straw. So we'll just put a straw in. This is the strawberry mango slushy. So definitely not too hard to make, but a wonderful way to beat the heat as a summer dessert. But again, very easy to make and doesn't take too long, but really nice too if you want to incorporate kids to make it as well. All right.